Welcome to our next mini side project. So, as you guys can see, we're not by the tiny house. We're actually down by the container because this is where we're going to be focusing our time on to clear everything so we can move the tiny house from up there back down here. And I know what you guys are thinking. You said that up there was going to be the permanent place of the tiny house. Well, things change and it's going to be way safer, better, more private if the tiny house is down here.
So, I already took 2 showers today because it's so hot and we're cleaning all this area. Let's go! This video marks the start of a brand new season here on the land we bought in Portugal. To recap, last season we cleared out this old garage space which used to hold nothing but an old car and a collapsing structure, bought a shipping container and turned it into a workshop to store our tools and materials, built a giant 5-meter high pergola to be able to build a tiny house under when it was raining, which the wind later destroyed, drilled a well so we could have water on our land, built the exterior of our tiny house, which will be our home here for a while before the main house is ready. We also demolished the old house that was here and we're gonna build a new house on top of it. We built a massive stone wall from the entrance of the land all the way to the container. And we started a bunch of other projects. Here's what the land looked like at the start of last season and here's how it looks like today. All that in just 7 months. So, recap done, get comfortable, watch in 4K and let's kick off Season 3. Now it's all ready to move the container, but because it's gonna take the container with the excavator, it's gonna swing and we don't want anything falling. So we're gonna organize to put everything on the ground. The container was already a mess, so I just grabbed a big construction bag and threw everything in. Anything that could fall, I put on the floor. We'll organize it later anyway, so it's fine if it's chaos for now. Since we're moving the container further back, it's going to be where this old concrete structure is, where we used to store our firewood. Thiago will demolish it, cover the area with soil, and then place the container there. To not waste all of the firewood we prepared, we spent a good amount of time removing it so we can use it later on in the future.
One smell I love is the smell of the it's the smell of the countryside. I want to say nature, that sounds so hippie. Like
Bush.
The what?
Bush, no?
The bush, yeah, the smell of the bush. That green, earthy smell, I love it.
Yes. Oh, they're gonna remove the rest of the wood that was here and we're gonna
organize our firewood because we already cut a load that we saved from this spring, but now we're gonna put some earth here. We just wanted to make sure we get the most of the wood, so we're going to organize our firewood, putting it into these big bags. He takes it with the digger and just plonks it over there, and then we can reorganize it in front of the container when it's all set up again.
Let's go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. That's enough.
That's a lot.
For one winter at least.
Yeah, for one winter. And considering that wood isn't the only heat source that we're going to be using in the house, we have enough to, for a while. So yeah.
Good enough. With all the firewood backed up, Thiago moved it out of the way so everything was ready to start. So the structure that was here is demolished, it's done, and Thiago is making the land leveled so we can put the container over there. I like this place here. It's right at the end of the land. After that point is the neighbor. Yeah, I like it. The container will blend more after we paint it green over there. To level out the soil for where we would place the container, Thiago dug from the mound above. I asked him to leave it with a slope so we wouldn't need to build a wall there. That part will be hidden by the container anyway, so that's fine. Well, next step now to do, we're gonna move the container from here to over there, a few meters.
There are a few points where the container was getting stuck and the digger didn't have enough stability to move it. So Thiago lowered the blade to the ground for extra balance, making it easier to move. With the container in its new spot, we've opened up this whole area of the land, and this is where we're going to be continuing the stone wall, and then we'll move the tiny house here later on. For the final part of moving the container, Thiago came out from behind the container, placed 2 pieces of wood against the doors, and dragged it into its final position. To make sure it's level, we place these concrete pads on all 4 corners so there's ventilation underneath and also helps with the drainage, preventing the bottom of it from rotting. First, we had to check if the ground was level, and it was already pretty good. Then Thiago lifted one side of the container with the excavator so we could slide the concrete pads underneath. Thiago placed wooden boards underneath, dug away a bit of the soil to lower the level, and then slid in the concrete. We added concrete supports in the front, stacked firewood behind the container, and that was it. The container was in its place.
We have more stones to continue the wall. And this is a better load with a bit smaller stones, which is better. Now that the container is in position and there is already stone in the land for Thiago to continue working, it's time to do something we've wanted to do for a long time.
Now comes the part that we are going to turn this beautiful container we bought this year actually, into, because it's in its final position, tucked away here in the back, it's not in the way, because before it was right in the middle of the road there, so now it's really at the back of the land, tucked away, but obviously it's just this bright blue container which just doesn't really blend into the natural theme we want going on here. So what we're going to do is paint it. We've just gone to the shop and bought a really good neutral natural tone of green that's going to camouflage and blend right into the trees, so it's going to make it more discreet. But it's not just that, it's so easy painting container. We're going to have to prep it now, and that's what I'm doing. We've just bought these metal scrubby things for the drill, so we can just scratch off all the rusty bits, and then we're gonna get our spray gun and just zoop, spray it up, and we'll have our brand new container camouflaged into the land.
This bright blue container really didn't blend with the surroundings. So now that it's in its permanent place, we're painting it. It's going to make the biggest difference. For the paint color, we bought this beautiful neutral green paint that will camouflage into the background of our land. And we decided to try using a paint gun to evenly spray the paint.
So we had to mix the paint with a thinner at a 1:10 ratio. So every litre of paint, I mixed in 100 ml of thinner. Okay, so let's see if this works. This will be a lot faster and easier with the spray gun than a roller. Guys, this is so much faster and just way more fun. So I know I'm gonna get this done in like 5 minutes. Let's go.
Let's go. And meanwhile, let's see how is our wall.
E aí, como é que tá o muro aí?
Tchê, de puta madre, tá bem, é? Tá o bunker pequenito.
Ó, a gente fez um bunker aqui, que é a casa de máquinas, né? Que a gente vai botar aqui o nosso balão, algumas outras máquinas aqui, fechar isso aqui com a porta. O Thiago já fez aqui, ó, nosso teto, cobrindo com cimento, pra água não passar. E o negócio tá bem feito, hein?
So we're making this little room for machinery. We're gonna put our water tank in there because it's very exposed here. I don't like it like that because people usually rob this type of things. And Thiago just did this. That's looking very nice. And from now on until the end of the wall, that's where we're gonna put our tiny house.
Painting with the spray gun was so satisfying. We even debated using a roller to save paint, but spraying was 1,000 times better. This first wall only took me 20 minutes, and our color choice was bang on. On the roof section, I laid on a thick coat so I don't have to paint it once.
And this container is a mess, so while it is painting, I'm gonna organize it here.
And to be honest, ever since we moved the tiny house, we've barely used the container. It was so far away to fetch the tools, so we ended up keeping everything in the van. But now that we'll move the tiny house back down to be closer to the container, we'll be able to use it again. We even put a mini fridge inside, so now we can have cold drinks throughout the day while we're working. The most satisfying part was clearing the workbench. I don't even know how I got to this point. Believe it or not, it took about 2 hours to organize everything. While Eliezer was organising, I was tackling the hardest part of painting the container.
Done. It's way better when it's clean and organized. And that was not a bad idea to put the container over here, because it's a very private place on the land. We have a very nice view, no one can see us, and once we have the tiny house close by, will be nice.
So what's up?
So this is actually, I mean, to be honest, I'm absolutely loving, it's really satisfying seeing it going over the rust and the blue, and it just transformed into this beautiful green colour. Obviously, as you can see, this side is a lot more difficult than the other side, so I'm making sure I'm doing like quite a thicker coat. So, because this side doesn't need 2 coats, it just needs to kind of be a bit one thick coat, so that I don't have to do it again, because obviously it's quite difficult. But I'm absolutely loving the green. I think the green was such a good shout, and I'm leaving the front doors for last, because I know that it's going to just be so satisfying seeing that transform. So yeah, I'm gonna finish on with this, crack on, and then do another coat on the other side. And now the most satisfying step, and the last, painting the container doors. And after 3 hours, this is our new container. Guys, I am obsessed with this colour. It literally looks like a brand new container. So funny, isn't it, when you give something a little lick of paint, how it looks completely new. I am really happy with how much it combines and like completely has camouflaged in with the surrounding nature and all the greens. I think we chose such a perfect colour, and it was so easy. Honestly, like a couple hours in the afternoon, got the spray gun, sprayed it all on, and now it's done. I'm so glad that we've moved the container further away in this little corner to then move the tiny house back down. I was actually a bit worried of how ugly the container was gonna look, but now I love the container. I think the green goes so well with everything, and everything's just going to be so organised, so easy to access. I kind of want to chill here more now. The containers, they're like such a good view of the land here.
Yes.
Super happy with the result. Look at this transformation. We're so pleased because we managed to pull off 2 major things in this video. Firstly, the position of the container is perfect, more private yet still accessible. And secondly, the colour blends perfectly, camouflaging the container with the trees around it. We absolutely love it. Now on our land, we have our yurt, which is on the land down below, the container that's sitting up here, but still very tucked away, the tiny house at the entrance, which will be moving down next to the container very soon, and lastly, the main house site, which has been cleared, and very soon we'll be starting that build. And speaking of tiny houses, we haven't talked about ours in this video yet, so let's head there now and take a look. So while they are demolishing the structure down there, I'm going to use this time to paint the wood, not paint, oil the wood. So we've decided to buy this oil, which has been recommended by ChatGPT, and also my mum highly recommended this oil. We technically don't need it because thermowood is already treated, but this will just more help with the colour with throughout the years, the sun not making the wood more grey. I got this oil with no colour, so it's just gonna make the wood its natural colour, but like well hydrated. So I'm really excited. I did a test piece, but I've lost it, and the colour of the wood looked amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna pass this one now, and let's see how it looks. The first thing I did was brush off all of the dust on the cladding. This is going to make the oil soak into the wood a lot better. Guys, this is completely... I can't believe how much it's changed the colour. Wow, that is really different. This oil is absolutely amazing. So now it's time to oil the whole of the tiny house.
We found our contractor and we're very close to signing the contract to start building. We even have a start date, but we'll share it once it's official. We're really happy with the contractor. He's super professional and easy to work with, so updates are coming very soon. Now the best part, the final wall.
Guys, I'm finished. It's 8:30 now, so it took me way longer than I expected. But here she is. Really changed everything about it. It's like a completely different tiny house for me now. But I think I like it. I think give it a month, let it settle in, let the oil soak in. You're gonna, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but this side of the tiny house is already absorbed. It doesn't look so shiny. I don't think I like the shininess of it. I want it to be matte. But obviously it's just gonna absorb in. Anyway, I like it. I think I just have to get used to it. It looks like a completely different tiny house, and I liked the colour before. I didn't expect it to be so different, but she looks good. What do you think?
I absolutely love it. I think the color will change through the time with sun and change of the weather, and give it like a week and this will be more, because this color is transparent. It's supposed to enhance the color that already is in the tiny house. So
yeah, the natural color of the wood.
Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. And I didn't help either because I was doing other things, and she is way better at painting than me.
Yeah, I'm better on the details like painting. You know, Elias doesn't have any patience for that.
Yes, some people are good in some stuff. You need to focus on why you're good.
I love it. The oil really brings out the details in the wood. We chose the perfect wood for the exterior and the perfect finish. People usually recommend 2 coats, and this is the result with just 1. We'll do the second coat another day, since we still have the oil left. And with this done, it's time to start the interior of our tiny house. The time has come. Now that the exterior of our tiny house is 100% done, it's time to work on the interior. But one thing that we learned on the exterior build is that we have to plan first and then execute. And what we're gonna do now is plan. We're gonna take measurements, we're gonna look at designs, see where everything's gonna go, like our kitchen, the size of our wall, the mezzanine, our stairs, our electric system, water system. We're gonna sit and plan, and then we're gonna come with a plan. So let's go and think.
After a few days planning the interior, we have a very clear design, and we're more than ready to kick off season 3. The plan will be revealed in the next video. So now let's talk about the costs. In this video, we painted the container. The paint and accessories cost us €150. I have to be honest, we did splash out a little bit and bought a more of an expensive oil for the cladding, and that cost us a total of €240. So tallying everything up, the total for the tiny house, container costs not included, is €17,057. Thanks so much for watching this video. Let us know what you think of the color of the container, and I hope you guys are as excited to watch season 3 with us as we are to film it. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next week. Subscribe.